Hey guys, what is going on? Shadow of Nexus back here with another stream. Playing some more Nintendo Switch 2. Playing the Switch 2 Welcome Tour. So yeah, I do have HDR on for this stream. So I mean, I'm not streaming in HDR, but I try to see if I can color correct everything. It seemed to be okay. If the quality is so bad that you guys don't like it, or if you guys cannot like handle it or whatever, let me know. I will definitely just turn it off for the time being, but as far as I know, it should be okay. Okay. What's my thing at? Let me just check here. I'm also streaming this with the Aver Media Capture card as well. Before I was using my Elgato. So yeah, this might be a pretty short stream, guys. The Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Last time, we went ahead and we, what did we do? We went and we saw inside the Joy-Cons. We went and saw inside the other, like, the parts and stuff like that. So we're gonna be going to the interior today, and then probably doing the accessories. So, I wasn't actually planning to do this one again, but almost like might as well, you know? And the quality looks fine to me, I mean on YouTube. If it's so bad for you guys that you guys just don't like it, let me know, I will fix it. I'm so curious about this controller. I wonder what the insights will tell me about it. So yeah, so pretty much the same thing guys, not going to really focus much on the quizzes and that kind of stuff, just... Actually for this stream I might go ahead and I might focus on some of the other things and stuff that we can do. The quizzes and stuff. The C button. You can press this button to easily access game chat. Alrighty. And then I'll probably make a review of this game. Probably using my first footage. Because I don't really want to spoil anything. Even though there's not really too many spoilers, to be honest. Everyone already knows about this stuff here. But anyway. Got the left stick here. These smooth gliding sticks are so quiet and do not snag. Really? See, I don't have a Pro controller. Maybe I might get one later. Maybe for like Metroid or something. Actually no, for Metroid... Yeah, probably for Metroid I'll probably play something else. I mean, I'll probably use the, what do you call that thing, man? The nunchuck. Not nunchuck. The, Pro controller, the mouse, sorry, my bad guys, I'm so bad at remembering these things. Right stick. Alright. So we got the game chat button here, got the D-pad, capture. Nice. Home button. Cool. What is this? Lost button. Oh, okay, okay. I was thinking like, hey, is there two X buttons on here? Y button. Yup. E button. Yeah, so yeah guys, the stream might look a little like different than before. If it's so bad that like you guys just can't handle it, I tried to see if I could stream before and just double check and make sure everything is working properly and making sure that, you know, it actually looks okay. And it seemed like it was okay to me, but if you guys don't like it, I can go ahead and I can turn it off. And I'm probably gonna have to adjust my settings in OBS, but yeah. I stopped for a quick nap. Now I can't find my family. So sad. Bro lost his family. Trying to look for the switch to like the R button probably, I don't know. Hey, he's on the R button. Let's go talk to this guy here. Huh? The ground on this spot is lighter. I wonder what's up with that. It's because it's a button, that's why. Got the L button. That's cool. Is that L button? Nice. Stink button. But yeah, guys, I mean, honestly, as much as I've played this game so far, I can definitely recommend this game. There is a lot of very, very interesting things in this game. NFC Touchpoint. Oh. I would say it's definitely worth the $10. It's a great game. A lot of mini games and stuff here too. You can learn about the Pro Controller here. You'll find out about the GL and GR buttons. The fact that that button height has been considered down to the nearest 0.05 millimeter and more. Yeah, sure. Got it. Take it away. Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller Insights 1. Alright, nice. New design. Here's the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller. And here it is next to the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller. Seeing differences, it would have been easy to just take the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller and add a few more buttons. But in fact, the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller has been completely redesigned from the ground up. A lot has changed. New design. Game chat made easy. If you're interested in using game chat, the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller makes it easy to use. For one, you can bring up the menu straight away with the C button, and since there's an audio jack on the underside of the controller, you can connect an audio device such as a headset to use game chat even when you're not that close to the console. The console's microphone picks up the voices of everyone nearby, but if you speak close into a microphone that's plugged in via the audio jack, your own voice will be heard more clearly. This isn't just helpful for game chat either. If you don't want the game audio to come from the TV, you can always listen to it using headphones instead. Your own voice will come out clear when speaking close to the microphone plugged into the controller audio jack. Cool. The GL and GR buttons, all okay on the back of the Pro Controller. You'll find the GL and GR buttons. You can use your middle or ring fingers to press them. These two buttons are different from the other buttons. Off the bat, nothing will happen when you press either of them, but you can map other buttons to them in any configuration you'd like. Okay, so it's like the Xbox controller. That's cool. For example, yeah, you can do that. If you find yourself using the plus button a lot, you can just map it to the GR button. If you want to quickly press the left stick more quickly, you can map it to the GL button instead. Want to keep your thumb on the left stick and hold the ZL button and press up on the control pad all at the same time? Just map control pad to the GL button. Okay, press and hold home buttons to map buttons from quick settings. Alright. Button mapping settings are stored per user and per game. You can tailor any settings that you prefer for any game you like. The GL and GR buttons have also been carefully designed. They should be comfortable to press no matter your hand size. We've taken the button position's relative height and size into account. That means they won't get in the way if you don't need them, but they'll be easy to press if you do. So this is basically like the Xbox controller. Alright, that's cool. You can map the buttons to your choice. GL, GR buttons. The assigned button mappings can be saved per user as well per game. Nice. Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller buttons. Are the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller buttons any different from the buttons on the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller? The answer is yes, and the changes are fairly extensive. For one, the minus button and plus button now have a different feel for them. We also made the capture button and the home button easier to recognize. You should be able to input directions to the control pad with more precision. Additionally, okay, oh yeah, the buttons are bigger. Additionally, the A, B, X, and Y buttons are now a lot bigger. It should make them easier to press. An interesting thing about these buttons, they're actually always stuck out at different heights. The heights were adjusted to account to how your fingers move. The enlarged A, B, and X, Y buttons, your fingers will move a little differently. So we made lots of buttons of differing height in increments of 0.05 millimeters. Of those, we picked the heights that we felt that would best fit. The buttons on the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller have been updated a number of ways. Cool. Wired communication. When you're using your Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller, you can connect it directly to Nintendo Switch 2 dock via USB cable. The Pro Controller will communicate with the Nintendo Switch 2 console via the wired connection, communication, instead of wireless communication, Bluetooth. In such a case, using the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller with the wired connection, the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller comes out slightly on top in terms of speed, so Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller will be able to communicate a little faster with the Nintendo Switch 2 console. Another way to say this is that the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller has a little latency. Cool. By the way, you can also connect the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller directly to the Nintendo Switch 2 console via USB cable if necessary. Alright. I see you read up on all the insights. Good on you. Alright, let's go. Get these ones first. Nice. R button. And then, there'll be another one here somewhere, right? Where's the ZR button? Hello. What? Oh. I thought I just got Expedition 33'd right now. What's going on, Marsigio1? Thanks for joining the stream. How you doing tonight? W or L? I would say this game's a W. I like it. It's pretty interesting. ZR. USB-C connector. And then we have the sync button here too. It's a player LED. Alright, that works too. So how do I get the bottom here? Whoa, what is this? It scared me for a second. Oh, oops. So, okay, I see how to get them now. I think you gotta go down here. There we go. GR button. This button can be freely mapped to a button of your choice. Fantastic. Audio jack. Audio jack lets you use headphones while playing or headset when using game chat. Nice. And then we have the last one down here. The GL button. Alright. So we can go to area K after that. Doesn't look like we're gonna go there right now though. We're just gonna go and do some stuff first. 29. Oh, this exhibit is not available to you right now. Okay. You can open it up if you collect 29 medals from me though. Alright, so yeah guys, I don't have all the accessories unfortunately. So we can't play through all the minigames, but if I see some more minigames, I'll probably check them out. For sure. Let's go over here. Your fervent quest for knowledge nets you a quiz. Hey, you've earned it. Oh yeah, sure. Insights quiz. Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller Volume 1. Question number 1. Redesign from scratch. Yup. Headphones. It's on the back of the grips. Question number 4. 0.05 millimeters. I remember that. We're done. We won. Results. Oh yeah, full marks. Amazing. Not a single mistake. You nailed that quiz. Seems like you have more Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller knowledge under your belt now. Nice. I guess there's a sequel to Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller Insights one. Interesting. Alright, let's go do it. Let me just bring up. Okay. Alright. Let's go through this. Light and thin. I'll probably get a Switch 2 Pro Controller. Maybe to play. I don't know. What game? What game would I play with the Pro Controller? I don't know. Call of Duty? Maybe? Black Ops 7? In terms of weight, the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller is a little bit lighter than its processor. That really? The main part of the controller has also been made a bit thinner. Wow. This is to give you room for your middle and ring fingers to rest while holding the controller. It's easier to hold in general. The Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller is lighter and thinner. Smooth gliding sticks. See the control sticks on the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller? We call them smooth gliding sticks. They're designed not to feel sticky or they're snugging on anything. Also, there shouldn't be any rattling when you tilt them all the way. The control stick axes have been redesigned to never reach the limit of their range. Instead, they can stop at a certain point and that you can see them from the outside. And at the point of contact, we place the soft sheet. And this gently cushions the area and makes it quieter. That's the idea behind the term smooth gliding sticks. Alright. Seamless grips. The grips on the Switch 2 Pro Controller also go by another name. We call them seamless grips. We made sure that there's no grooves in places that your hands may easily touch. This builds up dirt or grime building up in the cracks. Plus it also makes the controller nice and satisfying to hold. To tell you the truth, it was incredibly difficult to make a complex controller shape out of plastic, especially one without any grooves. But with a lot of finessing, we made it work. Nice. Have no cracks or grooves. Interesting. Inspired by the GameCube controller. Wow, okay. That makes sense. One thing about the grips on the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller, they've also been completely redesigned. We took some inspiration from the grips on the Nintendo GameCube controller. And thinned out the bases of the grips. Oh, that's actually really interesting. Why? Because it gives your middle and ring fingers some more space to rest. This makes the grips on the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller easier to hold. Nice. Based on the GameCube controller, that's really, really cool actually. Did you get through all the insights? Great. I did. I can give you a quiz based on the info you've read. Let's try it out. Insights quiz. Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller. Volume 2. Question number 1. Main part of the controller has become thinner, yup. What other name? Smooth gliding sticks. Carrot sticks. Grooves. Question number 4. The GameCube controller. Oh yeah, we're done. Guys, I can immediately tell the difference between HDR and like non-HDR. This looks insane. You knew the answer to every question. It's so impressive. You must know that the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller, or I'm sorry, you must know that Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller inside out by now. Cool. We can't stop. We can't seem to stop bumping into each other, can we? Sorry. Oh, thank you for taking the time to read so many of our insights. Here's a little detail in case you weren't already aware. In system settings in the home menu, you'll find a variability of accessibility options, the text size, bold text, high contrast, text-to-speech, and as well as change speech, text during game chat, and more. You can adjust all these settings however you prefer them, so be sure to have a look at them. Okay. That's pretty cool. I think it's time to get out of here though. Because I don't have a Pro Controller, that minigame is locked to me, unfortunately. But it's okay, whatever. I already think I got my money's worth out of this game. I paid like, what? $5 for this game? That's completely fine with me. So now we gotta find Area K. So, but yeah, most people would probably pay like $10 for this game, and I still think this game is worth $10. I think it's great. J. Bit of K here, J. I did see a picture of it, I think. Maybe it's on the other side of the Pro Controller. This is I. Where is K? I'm not 100% sure. Alright, let's keep on going here. I. Joy-Con grip area. Oh. What is this? That's 4 medals, perfect. I'll get you balloon hunt. Single balloons open for you pronto. What is this? Ahem, if I may hold your attention, in this mini game you'll be moving around with the Joy-Con 2L. Moving Joy-Con 2R is a mouse to aim and shoot. It's a very simple premise all in all. Just have to hunt down and burst 10 balloons as quickly as possible. No, I don't want to use this thing as a mouse again. I'm not too sure why so many of the games are mouse games. Like, it's so weird. But anyway, it's not that like it's bad as a mouse, but it's not that good. J, K. Where is K? I mean, like, it's okay. I mean, I wouldn't say like it's bad or anything. It's just that I would just prefer not using a mouse. Maybe in first-person shooters it might be better though. I'm not really too sure. Alright guys, so we gotta find K now. And also, I think after we do K, we can do L as well, which L would be the inside of the Switch, like the interior. Which, that's actually what I'm really interested in, to be honest. Everything else is cool, but I want to see what's in the actual system. I guess this leads to Area K. Alright, so the other side must be J. Alright, so let's go to K, guys. Nice. Area K. Once Area K is done, that just leaves the final area. You can reach the gate to the final area via the main console area. Are you serious? That's the final area? Okay, here, you know what, before we do that, since I kind of want to, I don't even know, even if I do all the quizzes, it still won't be enough time. I want to stream for at least an hour, but I'm barely even gonna get like 30 minutes, man. Well, I mean, no, I'll get more than 30 minutes probably, but... Alright, let's go check this out real quick. Noisy console sounds. The console's chip, which is designed to make your voice easier to hear, removes unwanted background sounds, such as the noise of vacuum cleaner, but that's not all. The microphone on Nintendo Switch 2 console also picks up sounds from the console itself. For example, it picks up a buzz from Nintendo Switch 2 console air vent. The vent is positioned right next to the microphone, so it ends up being much louder than a person's voice. With the chip, the sound of this loud noise is completely erased. Also, it even removes the snapping noise that you hear when you attach the Joy-Con controllers to the console. It's been designed to eliminate as much external noise as possible so that others can hear you. Cool. It's just the same thing as NVIDIA Broadcast or like Crisp on Discord. But yeah, it's interesting. Erasing game sounds. A little tricky. The console's chip, designed to make your voice easier to hear, is able to remove certain sounds. It removes game sounds that of the microphone picks up from the TV or the console speakers. Note, this video is purely for reference. If it didn't do this, it would be hard to hear what is said in game chat as people talk back and forth. With so many different overlapping sounds, things can get a bit noisy. Noise that gets re-amplified like this is called feedback. This video is purely for reference. Just give me a second, guys. Let me check my background noise real quick. Yeah, I think it's okay. Alright. I'm just double checking. I mean, it's fine. The chip does its best to remove the game sounds and prevent feedback. Although realistically, there can be all sorts of sounds coming out of a TV. These sounds can vary depending on the TV and specific setup in your home. So removing them can be difficult. For that reason, game sounds are also sent to the chip. The chip selectively removes these sounds based on sound quality and acoustics. The chip removes sounds coming from the speakers to avoid feedback. Cool. Balancing noise levels. The console's chip, designed to make your voice easier to hear, can balance sound levels. If some people talk more quietly than others, it can make them difficult to pick out. The chip automatically makes it so each voice can be heard at roughly the same volume. Of course, some people are naturally going to sound louder than others, but in reality, voice volume differs depending on the play mode. In handheld mode, the console will be closer to you, delivering sound straight into the microphone. In TV mode, however, the console can be relatively far, which means that the microphone will pick up less. Whether players are up close in handheld mode or sitting on the sofa far from the TV in TV mode, you'll be able to hear people's voices at about the same volume. On top of that, even if there are several people in front of the TV all talking loudly, okay, the chip will take account of their individual voices and balance out their volume. So, one thing I'm really curious about is the interior. Imagine if there's like something in the interior that like Nintendo just didn't catch and like it helps people create like a Switch 2 emulator or something. I don't know, man, that would be crazy. I see you've read all the insights now, good effort. Cool. Hey, guess what time it is? It's quiz time. Sure, let's do this. Insights quiz. Microphone. Volume 1. Question number 1. Microphone. Question number 2. Clapping. That's interesting though, cause like usually if you're going ahead and if you're clapping and video broadcast or like crisp or something would remove it. So it's interesting that they had it that it does not get removed. That's pretty cool. Question number 5. The chip and the Nintendo Switch 2 console is designed to make your voice easier to hear. Balances out which aspect into people talking in game chat. The volume of their voices. Done. Oh yeah, homework. Nice. Masterful. Flawless victory. I think you might know more about microphones than I do. That's crazy, yo. Alrighty. So yeah, not really too much else to really do here, to be honest. I can try this mini game, but again, it won't show up on stream because you can only stream at 60 FPS. So it really doesn't do anything for you guys. There was one with HDR, maybe we'll try that one. Do you fancy trying out this HDR experience? Alright, yeah. We already read all this stuff before. Let's try it out. I don't think it's gonna show up on stream either, but maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So fireworks. Pause 3 times game fireworks. What is this? Does it make a difference on the stream or no? Ooh, that looks good. You can definitely tell. Oh yeah. Does it make a difference on the stream or no? Sort of. You can kind of see where it highlights it, but obviously you can't see the full effect of it. Yeah, see? The peak. You can see like the peak brightness. See the firework with the Nintendo Switch 2 logo. I think it's probably that one. Ah, there it is. Nice. Well done. I literally just pressed 2 buttons. But okay. But yeah, I don't think you guys would have been able to see that. Man, those fireworks on the pie makes you feel a bit small in the grand scheme of things, doesn't it? You see what the difference HDR makes when it's enabled. I will say one thing. If you guys have a HDR compatible monitor, like an actual HDR compatible monitor, not like, you know, HDR 400, but if you have like an actual HDR compatible monitor, like, you know, True Black 400 or like the bright monitors, like 1000 nits or whatever, HDR makes a huge difference. So yeah. It's definitely worth it if you guys have a Switch 2, obviously. I mean, you can do it on everything nowadays, but like on PS5, Series X, PC. But yeah. Definitely recommend it if you guys have a HDR compatible monitor. It looks crazy. Especially in Mario Kart World. Oh man, it makes a huge difference in Mario Kart World. It's crazy. Do you get all the stamps in Area J, then Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller area? Yeah, we did. We got all of them, yo. Looks like we did. You can head on through. Area K is just up ahead and has been described as a round and hilly, just FYI. Alright, oh. Joy-Con wheel area. Oh, so you can get like a wheel for your Joy-Con. That's pretty interesting. I didn't even know that. It's basically like the same thing as the Wii one, right? Oh dang, there's only 8 of them here. There's probably no quiz here either. What is this? See, you brought me at least 5 medals. Let's get this show on the road. Stunt driving basic course. Listen, you do know what you're getting yourself into here, right? This is a mini game about driving a car, but it ain't your average drag race. You can tell Joy-Con 2 controller to stunt drive on 2 wheels with the mouse controls. Why is everything here with the mouse controls? Like, I mean, I understand. Like, look, the mouse controls are okay, but like, dude, like, I don't want to play mouse controls with everything. Sometimes I'll have to drive on 2 wheels, squeeze through tight gaps. 2-wheeling should also give you enough height to catch the speed and boost in the air. Your aim is to get to the goal as quickly as possible. Let's try it out. Stunt driving basic course. What? You need the mouse? Are you serious? Okay, fine. Whatever. I'm not gonna put that thing on that yet, but whatever, just go. Reach the goal using 2-wheeled slots. Wait, what? How do you... Oh, okay. Yeah, the mouse controls are quite less than ideal with these puppy grips. Yeah, the mouse controls are literally less than ideal with this play. Unfortunately. Oh wow, I've completely failed. We completely failed that one. Whatever, it's okay. Get out of here. Yeah, I'm good. Let's not do that again. Alright. Rubber pad, right. Pad left. This is like the holder thing. Huh? So this is where the Joy-Con 2 controller goes. How do you get that one though? Oh. Joy-Con 2 slot left. Push here to press the SL button, Joy-Con 2 controller. Joy-Con 2 right slot. Alright, the SR button. I tried out the Joy-Con 2 wheel and now I want to play racing games. Dad always brags about being good at them, but we always run rings around him. Okay. Pretty funny. Okay, yeah, we can do this quiz as well. While we're at it, that's fine. This is LED, right? No? This is LED. Where LED? Nice. Plus and minus button? No? Here we are trying to find all the stuff for the Switch 2. So yeah, you can't carry all those things at once. You gotta go back. What was that? You're gonna have to speak up. Oh. Demo 17. We have quite 17 of them yet. Oh, SR button. So we got 2 more. SL button. One more. Probably the Nintendo Switch 2 logo, isn't it? Whoever that is. Alright, let's go do this quiz real quick. Let's go read up on it. You can learn about the Joy-Con 2 wheel here. You'll find how the Joy-Con 2 wheel is magnetized and how it pulls the Joy-Con 2 controller in more and more. Or I mean in and more, sorry. Any desire to dive deeper? I'm interested. That's the spirit. Let's get going. Joy-Con 2 wheel insights 1 going. Alright. Strong magnetic pull. The Joy-Con 2 wheel pulls in the Joy-Con 2. It does so using internal magnets. The closer the magnets to the thing it's sticking to, the stronger the pull. We want it to be difficult to accidentally detach the Joy-Con 2 from the Joy-Con 2 wheel, so we made the plastic covering the magnets quite thin. It's common to use plastic with thickness approximately 1 millimeter, but in this case the plastic we're using is especially thin, less than 0.3 millimeters. We did this so that the Joy-Con 2 wheel and the controller are as close as possible. Cool. The magnets rotate. Hurry! The Joy-Con 2 controller attached to Joy-Con 2 wheel magnetically. Magnets and Joy-Con 2 wheels stick to steel SR buttons in Joy-Con 2, and when the SR buttons are pressed on the Joy-Con 2 wheel, the SL and SR buttons in Joy-Con 2 attached to the wheel are pressed too. But just pressing them down didn't work that well. If the magnets moved, the Joy-Con 2 moved along with them. This could result in the SL and SR buttons not being pressed as intended. But if the SL and SR buttons are pressed with some kind of rod, the Joy-Con 2 would come off the magnets. So what did we do? We made the magnets rotate. At the access point, the Joy-Con 2 is still stuck to the magnet and doesn't move. Meanwhile, the point of rotation, the SL or SR button is pressed down. The magnets rotate and press down on the buttons while still sticking to the controller. Securely attached. A Joy-Con 2 controller can be comfortably attached to Joy-Con 2 wheel. A small gap just below the Joy-Con 2 helps with this. However, if all we did was leave a gap, we'd run into a problem. The Joy-Con 2 would slip out when tilting the control stick down. So what did we do? We carefully placed a piece of rubber to hold the Joy-Con 2 in place. When tilting the control stick down, the Joy-Con 2 sits squarely on the rubber piece, and conveniently the rubber piece does not get in the way while attaching the controller. Thanks to this, the wheel feels securely attached to the. The controller feels securely attached to the wheel and won't accidentally come off. Cool. Attaching, detaching controllers is easy. Joy-Con wheel 2. Joy-Con 2 wheel, sorry. With regard to the Joy-Con 2 wheel, attaching or detaching a controller is easy. Here's a Joy-Con wheel for the Nintendo Switch. There was one for the Nintendo Switch? I didn't even know that. What? With this accessory, you had to push the Joy-Con and then pull the controller out to detach it. But it's different for the Joy-Con 2 wheel. Magnets allow the Joy-Con 2 controller to be attached, clicked into place, and smoothly detached. Cool. There we go, you read it all, right? Yes. You worked hard for, I'm sorry, you worked hard, and then for that, I think you deserve a quiz. Alright. Insights quiz. Cool. Question number 1. Which of the following magnetic force? What's been done to ensure the Joy-Con 2 wheel can be comfortably attached to the controller? I don't remember this, guys. Joy-Con 2 wheel uses suction, no. Wheel complements, no. Wheel allows just as much space. I think that's the right one. Question number 3. They rotate. Good? No. Yeah. We missed one. Alright. Alright, here, you know what? We'll just try it again. It's the second one or the first one or whatever. It's okay. Strong conviction. Magnetic force. I think we got it. Yeah, let's go. Nice. That's a perfect score, well done. The Joy-Con 2 wheel is really in your wheelhouse, huh? Oh, sure. Yeah, we got number 2 now. Should we do number 2 or should we just skip it? Might as well just do it. Let's get the final one first before we do that, though. We're missing here. Let's see here. The Joy-Con 2 wheel A. Have to give it a spin. Yeah. Will you marry me? What? Vibration coming from the Joy-Con 2 controllers really just sound like a motorbike. My little brother was gifted with the sixth sense. It's faint, but I can sense things too. If I'm not mistaken, there's a stamp hidden nearby. Whereabouts? I don't see it anywhere. Other quiz area. Here, we'll do that. Let me just look for this next stamp though. Come on. Let's see here. Where is this thing? Okay. Let's sting it here, guys. Oh, oops. Didn't mean to go over there. My bad. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where this thing is. 'Cause I don't see it here anywhere. Learn more about the Joy-Con 2 wheel here. Find about some screws hidden inside the Joy-Con 2 wheel, steering wheels Nintendo's made in the past, and more. Sure. The wheels are of similar size. As you probably already know, Joy-Con 2 controllers are larger than the Switch 2's Joy-Con controllers, but when you compare the Joy-Con 2 wheel and Joy-Con wheel, you'll notice that there isn't much difference in terms of size. That's because we try to make both Joy-Con 2 wheel and Joy-Con wheel as small as possible. It was to ensure people's smaller hands can reach the control stick and buttons. That said, even though the Joy-Con 2 wheel is about the same size as the Joy-Con wheel overall, the SL and SR buttons are easier to press now. Cool. An easy grip wheel, easy grip wheel. Joy-Con wheel, there's a groove with parts joined. You're likely to touch this part with your fingers, so we thought about how to prevent this from happening. You see the Joy-Con 2 wheel is constructed a bit differently. There's almost no grooves on the outside. That's actually a bit unusual. The Joy-Con 2 wheel's shape and construction make it satisfying to hold. Alright. Unseen screws. The Joy-Con 2 wheel has a lot of screws. They need to hold the plastic in place. Do you know where they are? They're actually hidden underneath the other plastic. There's 6 of them. We hid them to make the Joy-Con wheel look as much as the steering wheel as possible. Sure, I mean every single product, like virtually every product has hidden screws. But okay, Nintendo. On the topic of wheels, I mean like almost all of them that I can think of at least. On the topic of wheels, Nintendo games can be played with steering wheels have been around for a long time. The Wii wheel, yep, the Joy-Con wheel. The Labo Toy-Con vehicle kit. There's just a few examples. If you go further back in time, you'll find even more examples. There's Racing 112, and the game Drive, which are both exclusive to Japan. Steering wheel controls that you feel and let you enjoy the feeling of driving a car. Nice. What all the insights we did. It is customary to offer those who completed the requisite reading quiz. Let's go. Joy-Con 2 wheel, volume 2. Question number 1. They're about the same size. Question number 2. The grooves. Mostly out of reach. Question. Oh dang, I don't remember this now. Outer plastic. It has to be. If not, it's inner plastic, but yeah. Dang it. Single question wrong. What? What was it then? Oh, game drive. Alright. 1966. I never even heard of this. This is cool. I might look that up later. It's interesting. Good, you did it. Nice. Perfect score. Impressed deeply. It's clear to me that your knowledge of the Joy-Con 2 wheel extends that of an average layperson. Good. So now, where's the last stamp, though? I'm trying to find it. Is there no Nintendo logo on here? Okay, we're just gonna try to see if we can find the stamp here. Hopefully shouldn't be too hard to find. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know where it is, guys. Just keep walking, I guess I'll find it. It's not over here? Oh. What? Is there a sync button or something on it? I don't know, man. Weird. Keep on going, I'll probably find it soon. It's nearby here somewhere, I guess, right? It's gotta be around here somewhere. On the first floor. Alright, let's go. Is it underneath here or something? What is that? So this is where the Joy-Con 2 controller goes. You find a place. Okay. What? Gotta be here somewhere. What? Joy-Con 2 slot left. I'm so confused about this last one here, man. You're on here somewhere, though. Okay, hold up, maybe. Speak up a little louder. I don't know, guys. Trying to see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. Great. Nice. We did it. So, alrighty, guys. Interior time. I've maybe could have finished this game like last stream, but I was just getting way too tired. But anyway, it's okay. We're gonna finish it today. Alrighty, guys. Let's go see the internals of the console. I'm really curious to see what they're gonna say. I doubt that they'll talk about like the actual CPU or whatever, or like these chips. I don't know. I mean, I'm curious to see what they're gonna say. But yeah, that being said, I don't think they'll show anything like, you know, that we don't know already. Especially if you've been following the console. Like, that we don't know for like the actual specific chips and stuff like that, and like the clock speeds and like the gigahertz and that kind of stuff. I don't know, it might show you like something similar. Be like, oh hey, this is using like a 6, you know, we overclocked the CPU or something. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't even think it will show anything about overclocking. Some random stuff anyway. Let's do this quiz real quick. Learn about the Joy-Con 2 grip here. Attaching and detaching controllers is easy. Want to use the Joy-Con 2 grip? I'm actually using it right now. Attaching and detaching Joy-Con 2 controllers is easy. The grip that contains magnets, you can simply hold the Joy-Con 2 controllers up to the sides of the grip and they'll attach by themselves. The release buttons let you detach your console with ease. For example, if you're playing on your own with the grip but want to add a second player, you can detach the Joy-Con 2 controllers and hand them to someone else right away. Okay. Enlarged Joy-Con 2 grip. The Joy-Con 2 controllers are bigger than the Joy-Con controllers. That means that the Joy-Con 2 grip is larger than Joy-Con grip as well. The thing is, simply making it bigger would make it harder to hold, so you can do some parts that you grip to sit more comfortably in your hands. Standing grip. Here's a fun little detail about the Joy-Con 2 grip. It stands up on its own. What? Oh, it doesn't. Oh, it does. What the? That's cool. So I don't actually have to put my controller down like that. I can just put my controller like this. Wow. That's pretty cool. We decided to make the grip stand upright so it doesn't take too much space when you're not using it. Yeah, wow. Just two little bumps down at the bottom measuring roughly 0.2mm each. Wow. These bumps act as tiny feet. They're so detailed, but the bumps are what helps the grip prop up. That is super cool. Wow. Since you read through the necessary material, you know what's coming next, right? Indeed, it's a quiz. Yeah, let's go. I'm in shock. I never thought that that would work. Wow. It actually does too. Like I'm amazed. Question number 2. Magnetic force. Question number 2 is now. Question number 2. Full marks. Amazing. Oh, you got everything right, looks like. Got your head wrapped around the Joy-Con 2 grip. Nice. Another quiz area. Let's go do it real quick. I'm a little lax with my jogging routine lately. I wonder if that's why traversing these sprawling grounds is taking a little bit more of a toll on me than usual. Alright, let's go. The second one. Only 2. Joy-Con 2 charging grip. Joy-Con 2 charging grip sold separately is a key difference in Joy-Con 2 grip. It includes a Type-C connector. What? You can use it to connect a USB cable like so and charge the Joy-Con 2 controllers. Whoa! That is interesting. Why didn't they just have that on the original controller, bro? What's more, the Joy-Con 2 charging grip is connected to the Nintendo Switch 2 dock or console with the cable. The controllers connect to the console via wired communication instead of wirelessly. Wired communication is also possible. What? The GL and GR buttons. The Joy-Con 2 charging grip isn't just for charging the controllers. Like the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller, it includes GL and GR buttons. Wow! You can use your middle ring fingers to press them. The 2 buttons are different from the other buttons. Alphabet, yeah, okay. We already know about them, bro. It's okay. We already know about them. We learned about them already. Yeah. We already know about them, man. Insights quiz. Joy-Con 2 charging grip. Nothing, they're just for decoration. Nice. Magnificent, not a single error. Seems like you're qualified to be a Joy-Con 2 charging grip expert. I might need to get that charging grip as well. Sounds interesting. You can use a USB-C controller to charge them. You don't have to plug them into the Joy-Cons. Oh, I mean, you don't have to plug them into the Switch. Wait, didn't I do this one? What is this quiz? Speakers. I thought I already did this one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure I did that one already. Okay, no, I did that one. No, I did this one. Might as well just do it for completion's sake. Even though I'm not 100%ing the game anyway, because I don't have all the accessories, but whatever. Let's go check it out. Learn about the Nintendo Switch 2 console speakers here. Go discover how they make sounds, their inner workings, and more. Sure. The console speaker insights one, okay. 3 questions. Boxed up speaker parts. The Nintendo Switch 2 speaker parts haven't actually changed. They're the same speakers that we use in the Nintendo Switch 2 OLED model, but they function a little better on the Nintendo Switch 2 console. They produce more accurate sound. Why? Because the speaker parts are placed in a box, we made sure that all sides of the box were tightly sealed except for the front. If there's a gap where the sound could leak out, it may cancel the sound from the front or might come out muffled. The sound may be distorted, may not come out as intended. Even though Nintendo Switch 2 console uses the same speaker parts as before, by sealing the gaps tightly, the sounds come out more accurately. Cool. The box is cushioned from bottom to top. If you look at the box containing the Nintendo Switch 2 speaker parts, you'll see that the sponge cushions here above and below the box and firmly sandwich the box. Because of this, all the parts won't shake around along the box. If they end up, if the other parts were to end up shaking, the sound would get muddied and wouldn't come out as intended. Cool. Playing data accurate sounds challenging. The speakers are parts that turn data into sound, but when the sound enters your ears for various reasons, it doesn't sound like the original data. On Nintendo Switch 2 console, in order to make the sound closer to the original data, the sound is processed before it's played through the speakers. During development, we recorded and analyzed the sound of the speakers and calculated how this console should process the sound in advance. The Nintendo Switch 2 console has a faster computer, such is able to process sounds in higher quality. By the way, Nintendo Switch 2 speakers are designed to fit as tightly as possible inside the console. Because of this, they're actually sloped diagonal downwards a little, but by processing the sound, we managed to make it sound as they were facing forwards. Cool. Sweet, you read all the insights. I did. Let's go. Insights quiz. 3 questions. Console speakers. Volume 1. It's probably gonna be a volume 2 as well. Alright. Question number 2. I think that's wrong. I think it's metal plates. I think I was messed up. Yeah, I see. Alright, whatever, it's okay, we'll try that again. So the first 2 were right, the third one was wrong. Alrighty. Nice. Oh, you got all the questions right. Give it up for a new rising star. You're a pro at speaker trivia. We did it. Let's go. Area L. Do you get all the stamps in Area K, the Joy-Con 2-wheel area? Oh yeah. Looks like you collected all the stamps in Area K. Well done. You can head on through. This is it, the home stretch. It's time for you to go inside the console. Let's check it out, guys. I'm pretty excited to see what's in here. Let's go check it out. Switch to welcome tour. Let's go inside the console, guys. Oh wow. This looks crazy. Nintendo Switch 2 console inner area. Nice. L. Let's try to see if we can find everything. Is that the CPU? No, it's not. battery. Makes sense. Brightness sensor. Wireless antenna. Learn about the Nintendo Switch 2's console screen from here. You'll find how the screen is more vibrant, colors, refresh rate, and more. Yeah, sure. A vivid screen. The Nintendo Switch 2 screen can produce very vivid colors, a deep, vibrant red for instance. In order to produce such rich colors, a very thick filter is used. However, when you use a thick filter, the resulting image will be darker. If you compensate with more brightness, the battery will drain more quickly, but we didn't want to compromise on battery life, so instead, to avoid the image getting too dark, we made the pixels as large as they could be. We also made other customizations along those lines. Cool. Liquid Crystal Display, LCD. The Nintendo Switch 2 screen uses a liquid crystal display, LCD. It works in the same way as a Nintendo Switch console screen. But the difference is that it is more brighter and more vivid. Also, the Nintendo Switch 2 OLED model, the Nintendo Switch OLED model uses an OLED system. OLED screens are very vivid, but the Nintendo Switch 2's console LCD is also quite striking. While it is true OLED models' colors are a little richer, the Nintendo Switch 2 console screen can be brighter. The screen is also HDR compatible. About that, I mean, that's what they say. I saw some stuff that would definitely disagree with that, but okay, go off, Nintendo. In my opinion, I mean, the screen is okay. I mean, it's not like you should turn off HDR or anything, but it's just not giving you the best experience. Like, it's fine, but it's not amazing. Might be interesting to compare the screens if you have access to multiple consoles. Yeah, true. Refresh rate in LCD. The number of times per second that the screen changes its image is called refresh rate. For example, if the image were to change 60 times per second, you would say that the refresh rate is 60 Hz. In their case, the Nintendo Switch 2's console screen supports a refresh rate of 120 Hz. It also supports VR, which can switch between different refresh rates, but each of these features have also been finely tuned. If the image changes 120 times per second, that certainly results in quick changes, but due to the speed, anything that interferes with the signal, such as resistance, will have a more severe effect. This can ruin the image as a result, so we had to implement a few ways to reduce the amount of interference. Conversely, when the image changes a few times per second, the colors gradually fade and the image gets darker. So we had to find a way to ensure that the colors don't fade easily. Okay, alright. Okay, oh, that's it? I thought there was one more. I'm an old school analog artist, but I do find these insights fascinating. For having read the material, I will now present you with a quiz. Let's go try it out. Insights quiz, 3 questions, console screen, volume 2. Okay. Thick red filter. Question 2. Cathode ray tube, CRT, plasma, shadow puppetry. That's correct, right? Yeah. Alright, good. Nice. Brilliant, perfect score, magnificent. Nice. Seems more console screen size available. Makes sense. Oh, this is about the battery. Oh, we'll do that later. This is the fan? Dang, there's one for all of them now. Obviously, I mean, this is the final one here, so they want to add in a lot of stuff. I've seen so many inspiring things at the exhibition today. I think it's about time I start working on a passion project or two myself. Yeah. What is this? Trying to switch to this microphone. Not right now. I'm gonna go check around first. Man, this one's gonna be tough to find all of them, huh? There's a lot of quizzes here too, by the way. I'm gonna do all of them probably. Oh, I get it now. This is a direct look into the workings of Nintendo Switch 2 console. Definitely took me by surprise, but in a good way. Anyway, how the old console insides around here sure do take me back. It's not very easy to walk around here for sure. It's pretty annoying actually. Antenna. What is this about Wi-Fi? I want to find everything first. See if we can find everything. Yeah, card slot. Makes sense. Oh yeah, I should do that. Hold up. So that's the battery. Alright, what is this? Can't go over there. What is this? Audio jack, okay. Well, it's antenna up here. Makes sense. Heatsink, oh yeah. Do we get to see the CPU? I mean, the CPU is under the heatsink, obviously. Well, maybe not that one, but it's the other one. You gotta have 19 for that. We don't have 19. Minigame looks easy, but the second middle is still out of reach for me. Okay. Speaker left. So speaker right would be over here somewhere probably. What is this? 3D sound here. We'll do that later. We'll do the quizzes later. Let's try to see if we can find the internals first. Micro SD express slot. This card is exclusively for use with micro SD express cards. Cool. Cool. A lot of stuff here, guys. This is gonna take a little while to do. What is that? That's the USB slot. Lower. And then there's also one at the bottom too that we can get. What is this? I'm kind of surprised the fan didn't like give me any thing there. How do you get up there? What? Look at this place, dude. It's crazy. So we're on the battery. What is this? Oopsie daisy. We need to bring 6 metals. What the? We just need 1 more? Whatever. Just forget about that. A lot of quizzes here, by the way. We'll do all of them though. Let's see here. What is that? Dude, how is the fan not like... How do I not get anything for the... Okay, I do. The fan. What happens if you jump inside? That's a joke. Don't jump inside a fan. USB-C port upgrade. Ah, I see now, okay. Do we get to see the CPU or not? Probably not. It's probably under heatsink. This is also exciting. It's been decades since the exhibition has had me this fired up. Okay. What is this, by the way? Ah, heat pipe. Makes sense. 4 more? Quiz. Learn about the Nintendo Switch 2 console's main computer from here. The CPU. More about the system on chip. Wow, okay, yes. Yeah, I'm interested in that. Nice, good to hear. Here's main computer insights 1. Let's check them out, man. Okay, does it tell you what CPU? The main computer. What do we have here? Why it's Nintendo Switch 2's console main computer. Well, it's called the CPU. Wait, what? Did you just reveal the CPU thing? Okay, well, that makes sense because I think that was known before. It's known as system on chip. This single chip has all sorts of capabilities. Acts as a CPU and GPU, handles video and sound, extracts compressed data and shows images on the screen, interacts with the main memory and system. All in all, it's a very important chip. Yeah. The CPU. Within Nintendo Switch 2's console's main computer, there's a part called the Central Processing Unit, the CPU port. Calculates how characters move and how handles scene transitions. In short, various calculations are supported or performed in the CPU. The Switch 2 CPU is several times faster than the CPU in the Nintendo Switch console. The faster the CPU, the better it is at displaying lots of characters on the screen. Yep. And the better it is at handling more complex motion. Yep. The GPU. Okay, now I'm very interested in this now. Within the console, the Switch 2 console's main computer, you also find a GPU graphics processing unit. The main purpose of it is to calculate, perform calculations for generating images on screen. Nintendo Switch 2 console's GPU is several times faster than the GPU in the Nintendo Switch console. I would take that with a grain of salt. I mean, it is faster, but I don't know about 7 times or several times over. It's good, but 7 times sounds like something that like Nvidia would say about like about the 5070 being faster than the 5090, or I mean than the 4090. Sorry. The faster the GPU, the better it gets at generating more complex and detailed images, videos purely for reference. Also, the GPU where the machine learning and ray tracing calculations take place. So this GPU can do ray tracing as well, which we already knew, but how well can it do ray tracing, we shall see. But that is pretty interesting. Good, you read up on everything. So this is where the CPU is? Under the heatsink, I guess? Okay. Well, at this point, I give you. Well, then this is the point where I give you the quiz. Yeah, sure, let's try it out. Insights quiz. Main computer, volume 1. Question number 1. System on chip. I already know all this stuff here. But, yeah. Yeah, we're good. I already know about all this stuff anyway. Like, this is my, field. Do you know... I'm sorry, do you feel like you got grips with the main computer now? Yo, number 2? Let's go. Oh, huh. I guess this means that you aren't just done with the insights just yet. There's a few more too. This probably isn't telling you something I should be telling you. I'm having a spot of trouble with a certain minigame. Okay, hold up, guys. We're gonna try to see if we can find the... I understand it's here, but like, where is the actual CPU? I think it's under here. Alright, whatever. Yeah, so the battery is there. Let's go check this port out here. You can learn more about the Switch to, the Nintendo Switch to console's computer here. You'll find out about super resolution and ray tracing and more. Wow. They go deep into it, man. Let's go. DLSS? A sharper, more detailed picture. By using Nintendo Switch 2, console's main computer, sharper and more detailed images can be produced. This process is called super resolution. Games that support super resolution. The computer performs machine learning calculations and predicts what kind of detailed picture it should generate. This results in a clearer and more detailed picture. Yeah. Machine learning calculations. Inside the GPU of the Nintendo Switch 2 console's main computer is a place for performing machine learning calculations, placed with it called tensor cores. Using certain fixed pattern, tensor cores are able to perform multiplication and addition incredibly quickly. These operations are used to calculate machine learning. There are plenty of things that can be done with machine learning calculations. For example, you can make the game's detail of the images clearer and more detailed. You can erase everything except for a person from a video feed. Yeah. Ray tracing. Yo, I'm curious about this. Inside the GPU of the Nintendo Switch 2 console's main computer, there's a place that calculates ray tracing, which is a technique for generating images. This place contains what are called RT cores. RT cores can calculate whether or not there is light hitting polygons, and they do this incredibly quickly. In games that use ray tracing, these calculations can be used to simulate light reflections to make images look more realistic. Dang. Alright. Check it out. Nice. Ray tracing. So this machine can do ray tracing technically, but how well? We shall see. We'll see. I'm pretty sure it's not going to do ray tracing that well, but we'll see when actual game comes out with ray tracing. here. Check. Not right now. Find the rest of the stuff, guys. This thing is incredibly difficult to find right now. Speaker R. Got a couple more left. Game card slot. This is the battery. Dang, man, this is gonna take a long time, isn't it? USB. Trying to see where else to put these things, or like where else they would be. What is that? When I came in here, I thought the world had flipped upside down. I'm sure I climbed up a ladder, but it looks like I came down. How strange. I guess this means this is the back of the console from the inside. Oh, pick up. Something here, right? There has to be. Oh? Oh, wait, yeah? Microphone going on. So, one more there. Look at all these connectors and stuff, man. It's crazy. Very difficult to build a console. That's for sure. Not easy at all. The way that's designed is pretty difficult. Come on, guys, where do I go? See this thing here. We got two more things to do here. Two more things to collect. And then we're done. Don't see it though. Where is this thing, man? I want to find the last two things and then we'll just do all the quizzes afterwards. Dang man, I am not seeing this here. The rest of the stuff, I don't know where they are. Oops. 3D sound. Now, if I can learn about 3D sound from there, oh, wait. Power button. There it is. Volume buttons. There we go, we did it. We beat them. We beat the game. Now, we're just gonna do all the quizzes first, but yeah. That's okay, we're just gonna do all the quizzes now. So, yeah. Stream is not done yet, but we're just gonna do all the quizzes here. Learn about the console's battery here. Find out about the capacity and fast batteries from Nintendo and more. It doesn't trust me. Okie dokie. Here are battery insights for you. Cool. 1.2 times the battery. In terms of performance, Nintendo Switch 2 console is more powerful in many ways than Nintendo Switch console. In many ways. What? Sorry. What am I reading, guys? My bad. That means that it also consumes more power. We've done the best to reduce the amount of power it uses, of course, but even after we optimize the console, it still need more power. If we had used the same battery that's used in the Nintendo Switch console, we wouldn't have been able to use the Nintendo Switch 2 console as long. So for the Nintendo Switch 2 console, we opted for a different battery. This new battery has 1.2 times the battery capacity. Okay. Nintendo Switch battery is 5220 milliamp hour. An increase 20% won't necessarily mean you'll be able to use the console for 20 times longer, but we did our best to maximize the time that you can play on it. Battery longevity. We believe that video game consoles should be long-term companions. We'd like you to be able to use them for many years. That's why we did our best to make sure that the Nintendo Switch 2 console battery lasts a long time. There's a few things that we did to try to achieve this. When charging the battery, purposely tried not to supply it with too much power. As a result, the energy output of the console has been reduced slightly, reducing the risk of damaging the battery. Also, we made it that fast charging is not possible because it can easily damage the battery. What? Okay. That's so weird. We want to ensure players can enjoy their consoles for a long time, and that means balancing battery life and battery longevity. That is super weird, by the way, that you said that, but whatever. Nintendo and batteries. Nintendo has a history of using batteries to power game consoles. Lithium-ion batteries in particular. Console battery capacity has been improving with successive generations. The Game Boy SP has 600 milliamp hours. Really? The DS had 850 milliamp hours. 3DS 1300 milliamp hours. The Switch has a 4310 milliamp hour. Switch 2 has a 5220 milliamp hour. Incidentally, the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance use dry cell batteries. Yep, I remember that. In those days, if you ran out of battery while playing, you had to replace the dry cell batteries with new ones. Yeah. Those were the days when you were playing like Fire Emblem and then like you're trying to see if you can beat this boss and like you come so close to beating him and then like your batteries just run out and then you're just like you're just done with everything. Insights quiz battery. Question number 1. 1.5 or 1.2 times the difference. Very weird number as well. Also, I've never heard them called dry cell batteries. That's really weird terminology. I'd say I learned quite a lot about the Nintendo Switch 2 console battery insights. No more battery insights too? No? Speakers. Oh, the screen. Find out about the increased screen size and process through the lights up and more. Yeah. Understood then. Console screen insights 3. Well, a bigger screen. In terms of size, the Nintendo Switch 2 console is about 7.9 inches. Compare this with the Nintendo Switch console, 6.2 inches. And a 7-inch of the OLED model. You can see the Nintendo Switch 2 console screen is mostly bigger. In fact, it's the biggest screen of all the Nintendo consoles to date. That makes it even more impressive looking at the tabletop and handheld modes. I agree with that. It's also easier to see when playing with others. Yes, but it makes it less convenient to carry around, but yeah. Just to clarify, the screen is actually a tiny bit more than 7.9 inches. Slightly over 7.9 inches. Okay. The benefits of a larger screen. The Nintendo Switch 2 console's large screen has a number of benefits. You may not be aware of some of them. For instance, having a bigger screen means that the computer can do even more calculations. How so? Well, the more calculations the computer performs, the hotter it gets. The larger the device, the less likely it is to heat up, hence the computer gets to perform lots of calculations. In other words, the bigger the screen, the bigger the console. The larger the console, the less likely it is to heat up. That is true. If it doesn't heat up as much, the computer gets to do a lot of calculations. Yup. The more calculations you can do, the more pictures and characters you can calculate. Yup. So if the computer can calculate lots of pictures and characters, then the images should look clear and smooth, and many characters can be moving all at once. Hope you do notice the difference. I did notice the difference. A little light goes a long way. The Nintendo Switch 2 console screen lights up to display images. This light is produced by white LEDs. Every single LED emits a tiny point of light. As they are little lights aren't enough to light up the whole screen, but the use of a translucent plate called the light guiding plate. The light of the LED can be spread. There's a slight unevenness to the plate. This reflects light in complex and uneven way and makes it spread out in this way. By lining up a bunch of LEDs next to the plate, an entire screen can be lit up. To ensure uniform brightness of the screen, we've experimented with different patterns of unevenness, eventually settling on the current design. Okay, you read everything, I see, good. Cool. Dedicated readers like you are posed a quiz. Let's try it out. Insights quiz, console screen, volume 3. Question number 1. 7.9 inches. Write essays. Dang. I think I messed up. Okay, here we got it. Whatever. Well done, you got all the answers right. You become very knowledgeable with the Nintendo Switch 2 console screen. I'm proud of you. Thank you. Dang, there's 4 of them? You can learn yet more about the Nintendo Switch 2 console screen here.
Find out what the screen's thickness, many different parts that comprise the screen, and more. I'm interested. Gotcha, let me bring that up for you. Console screen insights number 4. Dang man, there are so many quizzes here, it's crazy. A slightly lower screen. The one thing about the Nintendo Switch 2 console screen is that it's actually slightly different. It's a slightly different height at the area around it. How slight, you ask? Well, the screen is lowered by about the thickness of a piece of paper. It's barely noticeable, but this height difference prevents the screen from coming into contact with the floor or other surfaces.
Dude, like, it's so funny because like literally so many different things do this, and Nintendo's just like, oh hey, we invented this, we did this. Like, yo, like, come on, Nintendo. A thinner screen. An interesting fact about the Nintendo Switch 2 console screen is made up of overlapping parts. Yeah, there's LCD, liquid crystal display, a shatter-resistant film, a screen cover, transparent plastic, 2 polarizing plates, 2 pieces of glass, a touch sensor, light guiding plates, an LED film, and so on. With all these parts layered on top of each other, there was a risk of the screen becoming too thick. There wouldn't have been enough space left for other parts, so we made a cover out of thin tempered glass. That is interesting, okay. For other parts, we chose the thinnest possible ones that we could find. Basically, we designed the screen to be as thin as possible. Right on. A rather long and think. Often inside a computer, the component called the IC integrated circuit, they're typically square shaped. As for the IC that controls the Nintendo Switch, console screen, and touch input, it's quite thin, measuring about 30 millimeters and 1 millimeter. What? Has to control more than 2 million pixels, 1920 horizontally and 1080 vertically, as well as 900 touch sensors and 3,000 wires to achieve this. In order to be able to attach all the terminals connecting so many wires, an IC had to be long and thin. Okay, cool. Oh, you read all the insights to do. Oh, I read all of them. Each and every single one of them. Let's try out this quiz now. Insights quiz. Console screen. Volume 4. Question number 1. There's a piece of paper. Question number 2. The screen. Question number 3. Long and thin. Right on. We got them all. Congratulations, your perfect score needs a standing ovation. You're a veritable beast when it comes to Nintendo Switch 2 console screen. Thank you. Number 5. Keep them going. We meet again. I talked briefly about a certain minigame last time, if you recall. About what? I don't remember anything. Okay guys, let's go do some more quizzes, and then we'll probably just end the stream in a little bit after we get them all. Learn about 3D sound here, learn how sound is being heard through a pair of headphones from the console speakers and more. I'm interested. Console speaker insights number 2. 3D sound. When you play games that support surround sound on Nintendo Switch 2 console, you'll be able to enjoy 3D sound whether it's coming from Nintendo Switch 2 console speakers or a pair of headphones. This will work not just for Nintendo Switch 2 games, but also Nintendo Switch games too. Wow. With 3D sound, you may even believe that the sound is coming from places where there aren't any speakers. Yeah. 3D sound is pretty cool, man. 3D sound with headphones. When you're listening to 3D sound with headphones connected to your Nintendo Switch 2 console, the game sounds are processed to make them seem like they're coming from different directions. For instance, if the sound is meant to be coming from the right side of the game, you'll hear sound in your ear slightly sooner
The left-right balance is calculated like this to reach your ears at the right time. This means that there's a slight delay between the sound that comes out of the left and right sides of the headphones. That's not all. We used a dummy head microphone to simulate how the sound changes based on several factors, including how it bounces around the external ear in complex ways. What? What is that word? Reverberate? What? Yeah, reverberating through the head and so on. Sorry. And by doing so, it feels like the sound is coming from different directions. Nice. 3D sound console speakers. With 3D sound coming from the console speakers. It doesn't work the same way that it does with headphones. Using a pair of headphones, sounds from left and right can be played in each respective ear. In the case of speakers, though, you still hear the sounds from the right in your left ear, vice versa. The sounds would mix and jumble and become difficult to make out, so the console speakers employ a certain trick. They cancel out the sound that would reach your opposite ear, so that when the sound that would reach your left ear plays from the right speaker, complex signals play along with it and cancel out that sound. As a result of this, sounds from the left will only reach the left ear, and sounds from the right will only reach the right. Interesting. Nintendo Switch 2 console replace signals that cancel out sounds before they reach your ears. Very interesting. Quiz now available. Let's go. Insights quiz. 3 questions. Console speakers. Volume 2. Question number 1. Surround sound. Listen to 3D sound from the Nintendo Switch 2 console. Cancel what? I think I did it right. I don't know. Yeah. Let's go. You aced it. That was inspiring. You know so much about speakers now. You know so much about speakers. Let's go. There's a couple more left too. We got more. We got. Dang, man, we have a lot of them, man. There's so many of them. There's a lot. There's a lot. Like, wow. What about the Switch 2 console's wireless communication from here? Find out about Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Nintendo's history with wireless communication, and more. Sure. Here's wireless communication insights. Oh my god. Different types of wireless communication. When it comes to wireless communication on Nintendo Switch 2 console, all sorts of types are possible. There's online communication via Wi-Fi. There's Bluetooth communication. Between Switch 2 console and other devices such as Joy-Con 2 controllers, NFC, with Amiibo, and local communication between consoles. Quite a list, huh? Since none of these communication methods involve cables, you won't have to worry about getting anything in the way or tangled up. Wireless communication can be very handy indeed. Oh yeah, it's very, very handy. 3 antennas. Within the Nintendo Switch 2 console, there are 3 antennas. These 3 antennas exchange signals with their devices. They're used to connect devices such as Joy-Con 2 controllers, Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controllers, or Bluetooth headphones. They can also be used via Wi-Fi to connect to the internet or to other Nintendo Switch 2 consoles. In case you were wondering, the parts encasing the entire console and the parts around the antennas have an additional function. They actually help the antennas work. Wow. Okay, preventing mixed-up signals. The Wi-Fi signal used for online communication and Bluetooth signals used for devices such as Joy-Con 2 controllers can get mixed up. Without employing extra measures to prevent this, it could result in poor communication between devices. So to help prevent this, we implemented ways to keep the signals apart. For example, it can either use Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, but not both. The console switches back and forth between two types of communication extremely quickly. It also ever so slightly offsets the signal frequency. With these measures in place, the signals have a much lower risk of getting muddled. Alright, cool. The human body and antennas. Here's an interesting fact for you. Did you know that it's actually difficult for radio signals to pass through human bodies? So when using wireless communication, if your hands or body are close to the antennas, there's a chance it might weaken the signal. We took steps to make sure that the signal wouldn't get weakened too much. One way that we did was by considering the position of the antennas when designing the console. We did our best to ensure that your hands are out of the way of the antennas when using handheld mode. As for the Joy-Con 2 controller antennas, there are different ways to hold the controllers depending on the game, so we tried to distribute the antennas evenly as best we could. There's also an antenna on the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller. There's only one way to hold the Pro controller, so we kept the antenna away from your unexpected hand position. Basically, the antennas are positioned based on where you would be holding the controller of the console. Cool. Nintendo and wireless technology. The first wireless console was, I think, the DS or the Wii. I think it was the DS. In the past, Nintendo game consoles used cables for communications, but as time went on, there was a gradual shift to wireless technology. It used to be that when you wanted to connect two game consoles to play together, oh yeah, the Game Boy Advance, you would link them with a special cable, yep. Later, a wireless adapter for use with the Game Boy Advance system did enable wireless communication. I didn't even know the wireless communication existed for Game Boy Advance. It's interesting, as did Nintendo DS system. As for controllers, up until the GameCube console, Nintendo GameCube controllers had to be connected with a cable. Then came devices with wireless technology, such as the GameCube Waveboard wireless controller does dedicated wireless, while the Wii remote used Bluetooth. Okay, a similar shift can be seen with regard to internet connections. The Nintendo GameCube console had to be connected to internet via LAN cable. The DS system and Wii console, however, used Wi-Fi technology for this. Starting from the 2000s, the number of Nintendo devices utilizing wireless communications steadily increased. Alright, yeah, cable. Alright, if I do this first try, someone needs to give me like a network degree or something, bro. Alright, let's go. Which of the following can communicate wirelessly? Amiibo. Game & Watch consoles. Hanafuda playing cards. I think that might be some kind of Nintendo thing. Antennas. Radio waves, right? I think that's right. Body. Physical cables. Nailed it. Let's go. What's that networking degree, man? Someone gotta give me one right quick, bro. That's fantastic, you got every question right. Nintendo Switch 2 console wireless communication knowledge is up there with the best of them. Okay. Learn more about the Nintendo Switch 2 console here. Find out about the many parts within the Nintendo Switch 2 console, circuit board, and more. Oh, yeah, I am interested. Then we have an answer. Yeah, if you give me a moment. Here we are, Nintendo Switch 2 console insights 1. Nice. Many circuit board parts. A little tricky. On the Nintendo Switch 2's console circuit board, there are twice as many parts as there were on the Nintendo Switch console circuit board. The most common part is called a capacitor. I mean, that's not exactly what it says, but whatever. These are used to help maintain stable electrical signals. The Nintendo Switch 2 console exchanges electrical signals at a much higher speed than Nintendo Switch console does. The slightest instability can cause it to stop working. Yep. So what we did was to use even more capacitors to ensure that the electric signals were disrupted as little as possible by enabling the exchange of stable high-speed electrical signals in this way. The Nintendo Switch 2 console can run high speeds. Okay. Single circuit board? This is the circuit board inside the Nintendo Switch 2 console. It may seem like it's just a single layer to you at first, but this sheet is actually made up of more than 10 thin layers. Each one of these thin layers contains wiring that connects one component to another. Sorry, 1 second. The wires were a bit like the human nervous system. There are thousands of these wires on the console circuit board. Each layer uses a different wiring layout. We designed it as if we were trying to solve a puzzle with our hands. Amazing wiring challenges. Okay, as you may already know, the circuit board for the Nintendo Switch 2 console has over 10 layers and thousands of wires, but the wiring isn't all about connecting all components together. Other things need to be considered too. For instance, it's not possible to have wires crossing one single layer. The wires had to be narrower than 0.1 millimeters to avoid overlap. The length of the wiring is important too. When the electronic signal runs through a wire, it's about as fast as the speed of light. Yep. Now consider the fact that this exchange takes place about a fraction of a billionth of a second. When you have several wires sending data together, they all need to be the same length. Those signals will arrive at different times. So we had to make sure the length of each wire match, ensuring the signals arrive at the same time. And one more thing, we made sure that the wires aren't too long as the signals could become too weak and reach your destination. Yep, that's true. And not too close to each other as the signals could get mixed up. Awesome! Games use electricity. Oh wow, I didn't know that, Nintendo. Thank you for telling me that. I really appreciate you for telling me that video games use electricity. I would have never guessed. I thought it was like witchcraft or something, or black magic. Like, dude, obviously. Games use a lot of electricity, and some of the Switch 2 consoles typically used to play games. Netflix confirmed? So, it's also quite likely that you'll need a lot of electricity. If you were to use a multi-purpose smart device, which is not used for playing games for the full day, the same amount of electricity would be used by the Nintendo Switch console in about 3 hours. Incidentally, more than half this electricity is used by the main computer, which is called the SoC, meaning System on Chip. Okay, because the Nintendo Switch 2 console typically runs games that use a lot of electricity. Oh, there we go. You read everything you needed to here. Okay. Well done. In exchange for reading all those insights, I'd like to offer you a quiz. Let's go try it out. Nintendo Switch 2 console volume 1. Question number 1. Capacitors. Wait, what? Oh. Has more components than the circuit board, the Switch 2 console. That's over 10. Is it over 10 or 10? I can't remember the exact number. I'll probably mess that one up. Faster than the speed of light. Well, not faster than the speed of light. There's nothing faster than the speed of light, but it's pretty close, I think. But even being pretty close, like just how fast light travels, it's just unimaginable how much slower it is than light. Like it's insane. What part of the Nintendo Switch 2 console uses the most power? I don't know. Did it tell me this? How should I know this? What? Oh wow, we got it first try. Let's go. Well done, you got all the questions correct. Oh, it looks like you've learned a bit about the Nintendo Switch 2 console, huh? Yeah, just a little bit. Oh my god, there's more? Okay, fine, whatever. Oh man, we have to do all of this? This is crazy. Okay, yo guys, give me a second, man. Hold up. Give me a second, man. Dude, this is not a game to stream, bro. I should've just streamed Mario Kart World. I messed up, man. Give me a second, guys. I gotta do something real quick before this is over. Just give me a second, guys. I'll be back. Just give me like 2 minutes. I'm still here at second grade, so I just gotta do something real quick. Just because I didn't think this would take this long, but now I have to do this real quick. Alright. Also, yeah, guys, if you guys could leave a like, that'd be much appreciated. And if you guys are new to the channel and are interested in Switch 2 content, you can also subscribe as well. I do have a Switch 2, obviously I'm playing it here. And I'm going to be playing Mario Kart World as well. So, if you guys are interested in Mario Kart World, definitely subscribe as well. There's a lot more Switch 2 content to come on the channel. Just give me a second, guys. I'm so sorry, man. Like, it's taken so long here. Alrighty. It's completely fine. Alrighty, here, I'm done. Sorry about me, guys. Alright, here, we're done. Let's go. You can learn more about the Nintendo Switch 2 console here. You'll find out about the chassis that holds console parts, composed of magnesium alloy and plastic and more. Okay, let's go. Take away curiosity. Yes, it did. Let's go. Here, Nintendo Switch 2 console insights 2. Alright, let's go check it out. Electromagnetic noise. Whenever there's an electric current running in through the circuit board wiring inside the Nintendo Switch 2 console, there will always be electromagnetic noise present. A lot of electromagnetic noise are to be emitted from the console. Nearby devices may not be working properly. Electromagnetic noise does not easily penetrate metal, so to prevent a lot of it from escaping the console, we wrapped the areas that emit a lot of it in metal. It was done even for the main computer called the System on a Chip, SoC. That is, the metal was wrapped around the SoC to prevent emitting lots of electromagnetic noise. Alright. Static electricity. Static electricity is bad. When the temperature is dry, or when the weather is dry and the temperature is low, next time your fingers touch metal, you may feel a little shock. This is static electricity. Static electricity hits a game console. The console could become unresponsive or break altogether. I don't know about that, but it's definitely not good to do, especially if it's open. But we would not want that to happen. So we employed a few tricks in places where your fingers are likely to touch metal. The game slot, the Joy-Con 2 magnetic connector, such places. For example, we added parts to soften the impact of sudden jolt of static electricity, as well as the spots that absorb it. The spots stop the static electricity from getting to parts that might otherwise easily damage. 2 types of materials stuck together. The main chassis of the Nintendo Switch 2 console, which houses other parts, is made up of 2 materials. These materials are very tightly attached to each other. One is a magnesium alloy shown in orange, and the other is plastic shown in black. Magnesium alloy forms the inner part. It's strong and robust and also serves to reduce electromagnetic noise, and it's also an outer layer of plastic. Okay, even when the unit gets warm, the plastic lets you touch the console without feeling it too hot. You stuck these two materials together to make full use of them. The console itself is thinner, and then if we had made it entirely out of plastic, then there's more space on the inside too. Nice. The console's upper USB connector. On top of the Nintendo Switch 2 console, you'll find a Type-C USB connector. It can be used to charge the console's battery. It means that the console can even be played in handheld mode or tabletop mode even when charging. That's not all. The USB-C connector can also be used to connect the Nintendo Switch 2 camera to the console. The camera can be used while playing games in tabletop mode and handheld mode and TV mode. Alright, there's one thing to keep in mind though. The upper USB-C type connector cannot be used to connect the console to the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. So please don't attempt to turn the console upside down and insert it into the dock that way. What happens if you do? Should I try it? No, I'm joking. Yeah. Nintendo Switch 2 console volume 2. Wait, what? Oh, metal, sorry. Oh no, I think it was magnesium alloy. I think that's correct. We'll see though. I think we messed up. Okay, now we got it. So. Perfect score? Amazing. Nintendo Switch 2 console must be like your second home to you now. Absolutely. Dang, we have 4 more left. Gosh, you're a diligent one, aren't you? You've read so many of our insights. Dang, guys. We're basically... we're coming up at the final stuff here. We did that one as well? Oh, I guess we didn't do this one. You can learn about microSD express memory cards here. You'll find out how the microSD express cards differ from microSD and the speed of microSD and more. I'm interested. Very well, the microSD express memory insights are yours to pursue. What? Why are there so many? MicroSD express memory cards. MicroSD express memory card can be used in various... can be used to save various Nintendo Switch 2 data, download the games as well as screenshots captured. With the capture button can be saved to one. You can use a micro SD card. Micro SD express card if you run out of space in your console's system memory. This Switch console is compatible with micro SD cards. However, the Nintendo Switch 2 console is only compatible with micro SD express cards. The micro SD express card slot is located beneath the stand in the back of the console. In case it helps, the slot has been... What? Oh, it does say micro SD express. Okay. Nice. More pins. How about micro SD express cards? Well, they may look similar to micro SD cards, but not the same. Flip one over and you notice the difference. Yep. A lot more pins. With these pins, data can be read and written in a new way. What's more, since the original pins are still there, it can even work as a micro SD card slot. It means that micro SD card express cards are also compatible with Nintendo Switch consoles as well. Obviously. Micro SD is always backwards compatible, except for on the Switch too, but yeah, you know how Nintendo is. With the micro SD express card, the Nintendo Switch 2 console has a new way to read and write data. Compared to when you use a micro SD card on the Nintendo Switch console, assuming the buffer size is 4 MB for both consoles, read speed will be about 8 times as fast. Keep in mind though, different micro express cards will typically read and write different speeds. Some games may be more doing more in the background than just loading. So it doesn't actually mean loading speed will be around 8 times as fast. Yeah, that's true. Generally speaking, reading and writing speeds are faster than micro SD. express cards. Cool. Okay, micro SD express cards only. The Nintendo Switch console is only compatible with specific type of micro SD card. That's the micro SD express card. Please note, micro SD cards aren't compatible. The Nintendo Switch 2 console takes advantage of the speed which micro SD express cards can read and write data. Our goal is always to make the gameplay experience as enjoyable for you as possible. There's one thing that we should clarify about micro SD cards. While they're not compatible with the Switch 2, that's not to say micro SD cards are completely unusable. If you still have screenshots and videos saved to a micro SD card that was used with the micro SD, that was used with the Nintendo Switch console, you can import that data from the micro SD card due to the Nintendo Switch's system memory. Okay. Less likely to get hot. The micro SD express card is fast. In fact, it sends signals so quickly that it tends to get hot. Okay. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. Oh my. Sorry. Naturally, we tried as much as we can to avoid heat buildup. We thought about where to place the micro SD express card slot, and we decided to have one of the air intakes help keep it cool. On top of that, we kept the micro SD card slot further away from the other parts of the console that are likely to get hot. We even applied graphite sheets to the micro SD express card slot. These sheets are very effective at transferring heat, so the sheets help to spread heat around and cool down the area. Oh my gosh, dude. So much stuff to read, it's crazy. Let's go. Let's do this in one shot. I think we should be able to. How does the micro, more pins? Wait, what? What aspect of micro SD express cards do games? Oh, the read and write speeds. Number 5. Stop them from heating up. Hold on, we good. Alrighty guys, good stuff. It seems that you have gained much insight into micro SD express memory cards. Oh my gosh. Yo, are we done? Or is there more? I think there's still a few more that we have to do. Alrighty. We have to do about the fan as well. Oh my gosh, dude. How many more are there? Okay, here, there's 3 more. Yo, here, you know what, guys? I will be back. Sorry. I just have to do something real quick. Give me a second. Alright, I'll be back. Just give me how much time? Give me like 3 or 4 minutes. I'll be back. Alright, thanks.
Okay, guys, I am back. I am so sorry for the extremely long wait. Okay, I'll tell you guys what happened. If anyone's watching. I ordered some food, and it turns out that the food did not get here. Like, it said that it said that it was a couple minutes away, right? So I'm like, okay, here. I'll go and I'll go and get the food. But it turns out that the guy wasn't even here. So I had to wait for him. And then I'm just like, oh hey, I now have to eat the food because this, or else it's gonna get cold. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm back now. Oh my gosh, my computer's getting hot here. Hold on, give me a second, guys. Alright, it's okay. Let's go. Also, yeah, I'll probably cut that entire part out. So anyone who is like, rewatching, they don't have to sit through the entire thing. So, yeah, sorry about that, guys. You can learn about the Switch 2's console heat dissipation methods here. Find out about the Nintendo Switch 2 console's fan and airflow more. Yep. Alright. Electronic devices get hot. As new electronic devices run, their parts tend to heat up. They can get particularly hot when performing fast calculations, during rapid communication, or while being charged. In extreme cases, some devices can even get hot to the touch. That's not the only problem. If the parts are too hot, the device itself may fail to work properly. Some parts could even break completely. When designing the Nintendo Switch 2's console, we try to ensure that this doesn't happen. The console cools down parts in different ways to prevent them from getting too hot. Nice. A quiet fan. The Nintendo Switch 2 console does its best to keep up from heating up. Heating up, sorry. Okay, one way it does this is with the built-in fan. This fan funnels air through the console and blows it at different parts. The hot air is then pushed out to keep things cool as the exhaust fan, yep. The fan isn't always running though. First it uses a temperature sensor to check how hot the console is. If it's hot, the fans run at high speed. But only if it's not too hot, it will only spin a little. At low speeds, the fan will be so quiet you can barely hear it. Try putting your ear up to the fan and listening for yourself. Alright. Air flows over both sides. The Nintendo Switch 2 console contains a circuit board. The components on the circuit board generate heat. That means they need to be cooled down. To do this, air flows over both top and bottom of the circuit board. Both sides are directly connected to the air intake. The fan draws in air, ventilating both the top and bottom of the circuit board, and so the components on both sides of the circuit board can be cooled. Easy airflow. To cool the Nintendo Switch 2 console with air, the airflow needs to be as smooth as possible. With good airflow, the fan doesn't have to push itself to high speeds. There are air intakes on the bottom of the console to let straight air in. At the air vent, the air comes straight out unobstructed. Combined with the fact that the fan is also more powerful, means the Nintendo Switch 2 console has roughly twice the airflow of the Nintendo Switch console. Nice. You read everything? Hooray! How many more do we have? Dang, we have like 2 or 3 more, dude. Since you've read all the insights here, that means it's quiz time. Alright, let's go check it out. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I mean, anyone's watching live. I don't think anyone was watching, but I'm just like, dude, might as well just eat, or else my food's gonna get cold, bro. The guy took like 20 minutes, bro. I'm gonna ask him for a refund, honestly. He took way too long. What happens to electronic devices as they run? They get hot. Question 2. Oh, fan. All done. We're good. Full marks. The perfect score? That's awesome. You know a whole lot about the Nintendo Switch 2's console heat dissipation now. Alright. But yeah, guys, like for anyone rewatching the stream, I'm going to go ahead and cut that part out where I was waiting for so long. I was just like, oh hey, I'll be back in a couple minutes, like 3 or 4 minutes. But little did I know it's gonna take me like, how long did it even take? I don't even know, guys. Like it literally took a really long time though. You can learn more about the Nintendo Switch 2 console's heat dissipation methods here. To find out about the parts and how sensitive to heat and how heat is transferred more. Any for your thoughts? Yeah. I'm interested. There's 3 of them. Okay. Heat sensitive. One thing about the Nintendo Switch 2's console's memory, that it is susceptible to heat. The system memory should be kept as cool as possible. That's why it's been positioned close to one of the air intakes. On top of that, we also made sure that it wasn't near other parts to heat up. There's also one last thing. Because the wire of the console is made of copper, it conducts heat easily. Sorry. So we gave the system memory its own spot away from any wiring. This reduced transferred heat, and as a result, the system memory is protected from heat. Alright. Heat is spread evenly. Okay? Inside the Nintendo Switch 2 console, it is normal for parts to get hot, but some parts won't cool down easily even if you supply them with air. We used a couple materials to solve this, the first being graphite sheets, the second being a substance called thermal grease. Yeah, both graphite and thermal grease are good at conducting heat. By using these materials, heat is evenly distributed so that the heat susceptible parts only become little warm instead. Because a lot of air gets to these warmer parts, the console can be more easily cooled. Graphite sheets have been attached to the plastic of the back of the console, as well to other parts such as the micro SD express slot. Thermal grease, meanwhile, is also used for the main computer. Okay. Transferring heat. Did you know which part of the Nintendo Switch 2 console produces the most heat? It's the CPU, yeah, I know. It's the main computer, also known as the system on chip. All this heat from the SoC needs to go somewhere. Which is why the heat pipe comes in. Which is where the heat pipe comes in. Its purpose is to carry the heat to the air vent. The inside of the heat pipe is a vacuum. It also contains a little bit of water. The water gets heated by the SoC and turns into steam and moves towards the cooler side. Then it reaches the air vent, it turns back to water, and returns to the SoC through a process called capillary action. This carries over and over, transporting heat to the air vent. This way, even the part of the console that generates the most heat gets cooled down. Alright. Great to see you read everything. Cool. Here's a quiz. Take the quiz. Do you want to take the quiz? I do want to take the quiz. Heat dissipation, volume 2. Question number 1.
Oh my god. I actually don't know. I don't know this, guys. What is this? What measure was implemented to prevent heat from being transferred across the space marked in red? Not this. Heat absorption? Wiring was kept away. I don't know, I think that might be wrong. I think I failed. Yeah, I got one of them wrong. That one was wrong. That's okay, we'll redo it. The first one was wrong. Wiring was kept away? What's that? Maybe. Nice. Would you look at that? You got all the questions right. Next time I need some advice on Nintendo Switch 2 console's heat dissipation, I know who to ask. Wow, it seems like there's a lot more, guys. Like, oh my god. It seems like I'm actually not even like halfway done here. As many as there were there. Okay, no, wait, here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's only 5 more left. That's not too bad then. Alright. You can learn more about the Nintendo Switch 2 console's microphone here. You can find out about the microphone and learn about the history of Nintendo's track features and more. Let's go check it out. That's what I want to hear. Here's the microphone insights too. All kinds of microphones. The Nintendo Switch 2 console does have a built-in microphone, but I can also use it as a different microphone if you'd like. For instance, you can plug in a microphone into the audio jack, or you can connect one to the USB port on the console or dock. You can even plug one into the audio jack on the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller. You've got plenty of options, so feel free to take your pick. Whenever, whichever microphone you settle on, the chip in the console is designed to make your voice easy to hear. Yay. One microphone is enough. You might notice that the Nintendo Switch 2 console only has a single microphone. It's not uncommon for similar devices to include 2 or 3 microphones. In fact, having more than one makes it easier to pick up a person's voice from a specific direction. But in TV mode, you're free to point the Nintendo Switch 2 dock in any direction you want. Plus, people can also be talking anywhere in the room. You can't always expect someone to be directly in line with the microphone. Also, because the chip in the Nintendo Switch 2 console makes it easier to pick up your voice, and thanks to the fact that it's designed especially to operate alongside games, sounds, your voice will be picked up loud and clear. That's why. Just a single microphone is enough. Thanks to how the chip was designed to pick up voices and game sounds, one microphone is enough. Alright. Why microphone on the console? As you know already, the Nintendo Switch 2 console has a built-in microphone. We initially considered having it elsewhere, like on the Switch 2 dock, or on the Joy-Con grip too. Okay. Or on the Joy-Con 2 controllers. The problem was, if the microphone was on the dock, it would be unusable, it would only be usable when the console was in TV mode. Putting it on the Joy-Con 2 grip wouldn't work either, as it wouldn't be usable when the console was in handheld mode. If we put on the Joy-Con 2 controller, it would have made it harder for the microphone to pick up voices when using motion controls. We wanted to make the microphone easy to use, and we wanted this to apply whether you're in console, handheld mode, TV mode, or tabletop mode. Not to mention when you're using motion controls. That's why we decided to build it into the console. The console has a microphone that can be used in any play mode. Alright, Nintendo and chat features. When it comes to chat features, Nintendo has a long-standing history of PictoChat. You only need to look back on the Diamond and Pearl games like Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and then DS, Animal Crossing. Yes, Diamond and Pearl had voice chat. I completely forgot about that. Wow. Diamond and Pearl had native voice chat in 2005? 2004? I don't know. Animal Crossing, let's go to the city. Yeah, the Wii Speak, X and Y, and Wii U chat for Wii U. And the Nintendo Switch Online smart device app for Nintendo Switch as of May 2025. Okay, over the years, players have been able to use their voice in a lot of different ways. What's more, back in 1971, people in Japan could even enjoy talking using a light telephone. What? Okay. Nintendo's history of chat features goes a long way back. Nice, you've read everything. You might, you won't mind if I spring a quiz on you, right? That is if you want to take Microsoft Insights quiz number 2. Let's go try it out. Insights quiz, 4 questions, microphone. Volume 2. Alrighty guys. All of the above, right? Yeah. 1 microphone. Which mode is Nintendo Switch console's microphone intended to be used? All modes. Question number 4. Your voice. What kind of question is that? No, actually, like, dude, like, what kind of question was that? You got every single question right. Glorious. You might know more about microphones than I do, and there's gonna be another one, isn't there? I've seen many exhibition attendees come and go in my time, but I've never seen anyone quite as thorough as you, my dear. Your penchant for adventure, it's inspiring. It is what it is. You must be driven by unquenchable thirst for knowledge. Why I've a mind to offer you a spot here on the team right now. Interesting. So it looks like we have 3 more? Alright, let's just let's just finish these 3 and then we'll probably just end the stream. And then we'll go to the final area as well. Which, I mean, this is the final area, but we can go over here and talk to this guy. And then we can end everything here. Also, I do apologize for the extremely long wait to anyone that was waiting. Apparently, there was one person that was waiting the entire time. So I really do apologize, whoever was waiting. Because it was a very, very long wait. I did not intend that at all. Because my intention was that, like, I just ordered some food and, like, it's gonna be here in, like, 3 minutes. That's what it said. And the guy just took, like, 25 or 30 minutes to get there. Like, I don't think it was 30 minutes, maybe 20, like 20-25, but I'll definitely edit that out. Okay, you can learn more about the Nintendo Switch 2 console memory from here. You'll get to find out about the amount of data that enters the console's memory, the memory speed, and more. The speed too, wow. Huzzah! Okay, I'll have some memory insights. Main memory versus system memory. 2 kinds of memory come into play when using the Nintendo Switch 2 console. One is main memory and the other is system memory. Both types of memory read and write data, but they're actually quite different from one another. Main memory is read from and written to faster, but data is lost when Nintendo Switch 2 console is powered off. System memory, however, has slower read and write operations, but the data is retained
when the console is powered off. For that reason, the Nintendo Switch 2 console's main computer uses a main memory when it needs to read and write faster. However, it uses the console's system memory to store downloaded games. Here is an example. If you have a game that's been downloaded to the Switch 2 console's system memory, the game is first loaded into the console's main memory before the main computer begins to read and write data. Each memory type does the work it's best suited for. Alrighty. The main memory is fast, but the data is lost when the Nintendo Switch 2 console is powered off. Larger main memory. When programs and data are written to the Nintendo Switch 2 console's main memory, they're loaded from the console's system memory. The main memory can also be used to store results of the main computer's calculations. The size of the Nintendo Switch 2 console main memory is 3 times that of the Nintendo Switch's console. This can be utilized to display more character models and create larger worlds. Alright. Faster main memory. The Nintendo Switch 2 console's main memory is twice as much circuitry as the Nintendo Switch's console. It utilizes a method that lets it read-write data twice as fast. Compared to the Nintendo Switch console, the Nintendo Switch 2 console's main memory is up to 4 times as fast. It's faster in many areas and is able to perform more calculations in the same amount of time. Not only that, the Nintendo Switch 2 console's main memory is comparable to that of smart devices. That said, on many smart devices, the main memory is found on the top of the main computer. On the Nintendo Switch 2 console, the main memory is located away from the main computer. This makes it harder for the main memory to heat up and allows for additional circuitry. This design allows the console to perform a lot of calculations. Cool. Memory refresh. Here's the console's main memory. If at any point the main memory fails to receive power, any data written to it will be quickly lost. But there's a workaround. To prevent the data from being lost, power is supplied over and over again. This is called refreshing. On the Nintendo Switch 2 console, data is not easily lost. It refreshes more than 200,000 times per second. Oh wow. Okay. Looks like you absorbed all that knowledge. Alright guys, 2 more left, man. Oh my gosh, dude. I've been reading for so long. Like, dude, I need a break. I'm just joking. I literally just had a break. Alright, let's go. Which of the following read-write speeds? Oh my gosh. Main memory. If I'm right. I hope I am. I think I'm right here, but I don't know. We'll see. I think I messed up, guys. I think I messed up here. Yeah, I failed it. Dang it. Which one? Open system memory. Okay, system memory. Let's do that again. Alright. Sorry I'm not reading the questions anymore, but like, dude, my voice is about to be finished. What? Wait, what? Huh? It said I had 2 wrong though. Wait, what? I'm so confused now. What just happened? Successful. What did I get wrong now? Okay, here, let's read this again. Oh, it's 3 times larger. My bad. Question number 1. I completely forgot this now. I think it was system memory. I don't know, man. Yeah, I think I got it now. Yeah. Okay, we got it. Good stuff. Yeah. Think of all the info on the Nintendo Switch 2 console's memory. Now that's now written to your own. Yay. So I guess there's just one more? Or 2 more, these 2. Maybe there's another one here too though. There's probably 4 more. You can learn about the Nintendo Switch 2 console storage here. You get to know about the console storage speed, past examples of downloadable game data, and more. Sure. Your euphemisms, your enthusiasm shines through. Here you go, storage insights. Really? 256 gigabytes. Plenty of things can be stored on the Nintendo Switch 2's memory. From save game data and downloaded games to screenshots and videos taken with the capture button. It has a capacity of 256 gigabytes. That's 8 times more than the console's system memory, 4 times in the OLED models. This means that it's easier to fit games that take up more space. Alright, 256, I know that. What's the fastest? When it comes to reading and writing to the system memory, the Nintendo Switch 2 console works differently from the Nintendo Switch console. Assuming the buffer size 4 megabytes for both consoles, Nintendo Switch 2 console can read and write roughly 8 times as fast as processor. Wait, what? What just happened here? Give me a second, guys. Oh my gosh. Is my Twitch stream frozen? Oh, I guess not. Okay. Oh, it says be right back! Oh my god, I forgot to take that off, man. I'm so sorry, guys. Yo, what am I doing, bro? Oh my gosh. I forgot to take that down, man. No one said anything either. My bad, man. Oh my god, dude, I'm going crazy today, man. What's going on with me, man? However, some games may be doing more in the background than just loading, so doesn't mean the loading speed will actually be around 8 times as fast. Also, out of all storage mediums that hold game data, the system memory that can be read is the fastest. It is even faster than a game card or micro express memory card. System memory has the fastest read and write speed. My bad, guys. I'm losing it today, man. Wow, what a fail. Nintendo has a long history of letting you save game data from in the form of downloads. Take a quick look. Wii 0.5 gigabyte internal storage. DS 0.25 internal storage. 3DS save card. 8 gigabyte 32 gigabyte Wii U. 32 64 gigabyte OLED model. Let's not forget about Satellaview. Oh yeah, I remember this. I mean, obviously I've never played it, but yeah. The Super Famicom accessory will let you download games via satellite. We've offered you ways to download and save game data for a long time. Alright, let's go check this out. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on with me today, bro. Like, how did I not take that down? My bad. it didn't like, technically it didn't obstruct too much, but it must have been really annoying, man. My bad. I can't believe I left it on. What a fail. Alright, as you've read all the insights here, I'll now present you with the quiz. It's a good thing I caught that too, else I probably would have streamed the entire way, like. Anyway, whatever. I mean, it's okay. Well, we're just doing quizzes right now anyway, like, who cares? Like, yeah, 256. Yup, we're good. Give me number 2 now. Let's go. Please see that you have a full understanding of the Nintendo Switch 2 console storage. Another one? No? Okay guys, I think this might be the final one. You can learn about the Nintendo Switch 2 console's operating system here. You'll find out about the way the Nintendo Switch 2 games run on Nintendo Switch 2 console, Nintendo's past operating systems, and more. Are you interested? Yes. Alright. Let's set up these Nintendo Switch 2 console OS insights. Oh my god, look how many there are. The operating system. Not every piece of Nintendo Switch 2 software is a game. The console also comes installed with software which is running in the background. This is called the operating system, or short, OS. The OS helps game developers by making it easier to create games. You can also download software and update data while you're playing games, to find out what your friends are up to, set notifications, and more. The OS quietly supports games in the background. OS is always running, yup. Dedicated gaming OS. The Nintendo Switch 2's operating system is dedicated to gaming. In fact, it was made specifically for gaming. Operating systems found in smart devices in the PC are designed to do many things, but an OS is dedicated to gaming. It focuses solely on gaming-related tasks. That's why it was designed to be small. This allows for more of the console's processing power and memory to be used on games. The Nintendo Switch 2 console is designed for playing games after all, so games are naturally prioritized. Cool. Rewriting programs. Included in the Wii U console, there was a Wii computer. This allowed you to play Wii games on the Wii U console. However, the Nintendo Switch 2 console is different. You won't find the Nintendo Switch 2 computer, you won't find Nintendo Switch computer inside. The main computer of the Nintendo Switch 2 console works differently from the Nintendo Switch console. This means Nintendo Switch games won't simply work as is. Despite this, you can still play Nintendo Switch games on the Nintendo Switch 2 console. How is this possible? Through emulation! Well, when you play a Nintendo Switch game, the OS adapts to the way the Nintendo Switch 2 console works. It does so by rewriting Nintendo Switch programs to shader binaries on the fly. When you play a Nintendo Switch game, Nintendo Switch 2 OS is rewriting things in the background. By the way, because you're playing a Nintendo Switch game on the Nintendo Switch 2 console, not on the Nintendo Switch console's computer, you might notice some improved performance, such as faster loading times and smoother gameplay. Like with Saints Row 4 that I showed today. So, yeah. Firmware. This isn't strictly related to OS, but inside the Nintendo Switch 2 console and its accessories there are a number of different computers. The main computer is just one of them. For example, the Joy-Con 2 controller and the dock each contain their own respective computers. In fact, every single game card contains a computer. Not only that, each computer has its own software that allows it to operate. This software is called firmware. Because the Nintendo Switch 2 console is designed for playing games, we customized each piece of software, each piece of firmware, to make it easier to use with games. In other words, each Joy-Con 2 controller, dock, and game card runs its own custom firmware. Oh my gosh, dude. We're almost there though. Firmware.
This isn't strictly related to the OS, but inside the Nintendo Switch 2 console and its accessories, a number of different computers. What? Didn't we just read this one? Oh. Nintendo and operating systems. Okay, Nintendo game consoles have had their own operating systems for some time, since the Wii console in fact. Nintendo 64 and Nintendo DS system also had operating systems, but in these cases the OS was mainly included in the game software. Since the release of the Wii console, the OS has been installed in the console instead, running in the background, working to perform all sorts of functions to improve your gameplay experience. For example, the Wii Connect 24 for the Wii, Street Pass and Spot Pass for the 3DS, Miiverse for the Wii U, switching between tabletop mode, handheld mode on the Switch console, and so on. Operating systems have been installed in Nintendo consoles since the Wii console. Looks like you've read everything. If you've read all the insights, then it's time to give you a quiz. Interested in taking the Nintendo Switch 2 console OS Insights quiz? Yeah, let's go. Insights quiz, operating system. Question number 1, OS. Which operating systems does the Switch 2 console use? Dedicated for gaming. Hanafuda cards. What are those? What type of software runs firmware? This is a very easy quiz. Nice, full marks. Perfectly done, that's a wrap. You learned a lot about this Nintendo Switch 2 console's operating system. Is that it? Are we done? Oh wow, I think we're done the game, guys. Let's go, finish the game. Did you get all the stamps in Area L? The Nintendo Switch 2 console inner area yet? You got everything. Hey, looks like you did, way to go. Cool, you can head on down. The final room is just through here. Wait, what? There's one more? Oh, okay. Here, there's one more. Alright, that's okay. Let's go check this out. What? Okay, here, we gotta find the rest of the stuff here, I guess. Where is it? Check. Main memory left. 1921. Main memory right, or lower. This is the CPU, is it not? Talk. System on a chip, CPU. The chip functions as Nintendo Switch 2 console's main computer. There we go, guys. I think that's everything. Let's go talk to this guy. Did you get all the stamps? Let me check your map. You got them all, yo. Marvelous, they're all here. But it's not over yet. Before I rubber stamp your rally results, I have one last challenge for you. Are you ready to take the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome to a final quiz? Let's go! I'm ready. Final quiz. 13 questions. Oh my gosh. Question 1. What is the name of the mechanism that attaches Joy-Con to controller's magnetic connector? Question number 2. 2 USB connectors. Question number 3. The C button? I think that's what they call it, right? Yeah. Question number 4. Which of the following parts has a stamp that can be found in the Joy-Con 2 right inner area? What? Which of the following parts is a stamp that can be found in the Joy-Con inner area? Rumble, HD Rumble 2. Question number 5. Okay. The mouse feet on the Joy-Con 2 strap attached to Joy-Con 2 controller affect the controller in what way? Help it. Right. Question number 6. Which of the following is present on the Nintendo Switch dock? HDMI port. Question number 7. What happens if you turn the slider in the camera ring? Camera zooms. The lens is covered. Is that right? I honestly don't remember this. I think this is probably the one I'm not gonna get properly. Turn the... I think the lens cover up. I think that's right. Number 8. Which of the following parts has a stamp that can be found in the Joy-Con 2L inner area? I have no idea. What is this? Okay. Lower. Wait. Joy-Con 2 inner area. It can be anything. I don't know. The A button. I don't know, guys. I'm confused. Capture? Oh wait, Joy-Con 2 left. Ah, the capture. Yes, the capture button. I'm so confused there for a second. What? Just located in the middle. What is located right in the middle of the Joy-Con 2 grip? The Nintendo Switch 2 logo, right in the middle, Nintendo Switch 2 logo. Question number 10. Which of the following can not be found on the Pro Controller? What? Wait, what? Which of the following cannot be found on the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller? I don't know, guys. Like, what is this? L and R. R. I guess they replaced it, right? Z, L, and ZR buttons. I'll go with that. Circular. Question number 12. Deepest level system on the inner area. System on chip. Let's see. Is this exhibition Nintendo Switch 2? Hold on, I think I failed, guys. Ah, so close. Oh, you're so close. Don't get discouraged. I'll be here and you're gonna try again. What the heck, bro? What'd I get wrong? Oh my gosh, it doesn't even tell you. 13 questions. We'll try this again. 2. Button.
I wonder what question I got wrong. It doesn't even tell you. This is here, this is here. Okay, I guess it's just LNR then. Circular. 12. Deepest level. The SFC has to be. Switch to. We did it, come on! Dang it, man. What did I get wrong? So close. Don't get discouraged, I'll be here when you want to try again. What did I get wrong? Give me a second, guys. Alright. We're just gonna look up the answers at this point, man. Magnetic connector. I don't even know what I'm doing wrong. Because it doesn't tell you, right? Give me a second, guys. Dude, like, is there nothing that will tell me the final answers? I literally can't find anything. I don't know, man. Okay, here, let's see. What happens if you... Let's look this up real quick. Question number 8. What? Guys, like, what am I doing wrong here? I'm so confused. Hold up, give me a second, guys. Let's follow along with the playthrough here. Sorry, I'm just gonna look this up because, like, I don't want to keep on trying this. It's number 2. It's 2 of them, bro. Like, why is it guy taking so long? It's 2. Question 3. Is it the chat button? It's called the C button, right? Yeah.
Question number 4. Switch 2. Right. Let's see here, what's this one? Mine's just covered up. See, I got everything I had so far, I got it already, but there's just one I'm missing, I guess. It's a capture button, right? It's this button right here. Question number 9. Yeah, I'm gonna speed up this video because this guy's taking forever. Which one is it? Really? It doesn't have the SL and SR buttons, really? I'm kinda surprised here. Okay, I think that's probably what I was getting wrong. So see? I mean the final one. Let me switch here. You got them all? Yay, we did it. So yeah, the one that I got wrong was the SL and SR buttons. That was confusing, but yeah, we did it. Good stuff. You passed the final quiz. What a stellar achievement. The stamp rally is officially complete. We did it. Stamp rally completed. Thanks for playing. Wow. Good stuff, guys. We did it. Oh, that's right. I don't believe I've introduced myself yet, have I? My apologies, let's correct that. When it comes to this exhibition, I'm its curator. Well, for making it this far, this is the deepest level the Nintendo Switch 2 console in your area. You must have explored plenty of different areas thus far, yes? Were there any particular exhibits that left an impression on you? Incidentally, these sprawling grounds are an important part of the exhibition itself. I'm so happy you explored it from corner to corner. Do you mind if I take a look at your map? You've been gallivanting all over the grounds, haven't you? Thanks for making it all the way here. I hope the exhibition continues to engage and entertain. Okay, guys. Wow. Oh my gosh, dude. What a stream. Okay. First of all, I do want to apologize for, basically leaving for a little bit. Like I said, I ordered some food. I didn't want it to get cold. The guy took way too long to get here. Like, I ordered, I'll skip the dishes. And the guy just took way too long to get here. So I'm just like, oh hey, let me just eat my food, come back. And then also do apologize for the be right back thing. That was there for like maybe 10 or 15 minutes as well. While I was playing the game, I didn't even notice it was there. No one told me anything, but it's okay. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me for now. Thank you so much for watching. We had a couple people come through here as well. Thank you for the subscribe as well. Someone did subscribe. We had 74 views on this video. So, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for the 74 views on this live stream, guys. Really do appreciate each and every single one of you guys for coming through. Join me next time for some join me tomorrow for some Clair Obscure Expedition 33. We'll play that game. And then on the weekend, or I mean sorry, next time we'll play Switch 2, we'll play some Mario Kart World. So we're basically done with this game. We finished everything here. So yeah, interesting game, guys. I definitely think it's worth $10, honestly. Like the amount of information you get, a lot of
very, very interesting things here. Got a lot of mini games and stuff like that to play. I might go ahead and might make like a small review on this here. It is a really, really interesting game. So, alrighty guys, that's gonna be it for me for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Like I said, join me tomorrow for Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Look out for some more Switch 2 content. If you guys are interested in Switch 2 content, definitely subscribe as well, because there's going to be plenty of Switch 2 content coming on this channel, guys. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it from me for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, have a good one. Peace.